Rain pours down on the city streets. A dimly lit alley. Footsteps echo. A man, David Miller, mid-40s, strong but weary, rushes through the darkness. His face is tense. Behind him, shadows move. Someone is following him. David reaches a deserted warehouse, gripping a brown envelope. Inside, confidential documents, evidence that could expose a dangerous crime syndicate. Suddenly, a deep voice breaks the silence. Killer, OS. You shouldn't have poked your nose where it doesn't belong, Miller. David spins around. A masked figure steps out from the shadows, raising a silenced gun. David, you don't have to do this. The truth will come out one way or another. A single shot. Blood splatters across the documents. David falls. The killer picks up the envelope, setting it ablaze with a lighter. Flames consume the truth. Introduction to Elena Miller. The wrongfully accused prison gates slam shut. Inside, a young woman, Elena Miller, 22, fierce yet vulnerable, sits in an orange jumpsuit, staring blankly at the wall. A flashback. Elena, just hours after her father's murder, kneeling beside his lifeless body. Police sirens wail. Officers storm in. She is covered in blood, holding his cold hand. Police officer. Drop the weapon. Hands where we can see them. A kitchen knife, placed beside her, evidence that didn't belong to her. She is dragged away, screaming. Elena. I didn't do this. He was all I had. But the world didn't care. The media spun the story. Daughter kills father in brutal attack. The trial was swift. The real killer remained in the shadows. Life behind bars, betrayal and survival. Inside the prison, Elena is a lone wolf. Whispers follow her wherever she goes. Inmate 1. That's the girl who killed her own father. Inmate 2. She got what she deserved. She clenches her fists, but fighting won't clear her name. Instead, she studies, watching guards, memorizing routines. Every second in this cage fuels her fire. She befriends an older inmate, Maria, a hardened woman who's spent decades behind bars. Maria. The system is broken, kid. They throw us in here and forget we exist. Elena. I won't let them forget me. One day, she receives an anonymous note inside her food tray. Your father's killer is still out there. Find the name. Dante Reyes. Her heart pounds. Someone knows the truth. But who? She grips the paper, a new fire igniting inside her. The turning point, a promise to herself. That night, Elena lies on her bunk, staring at the ceiling. Elena, VO. Dad, I swear on your grave I will find the man who did this, and I will make him pay. Outside, lightning cracks through the sky. The storm inside her has only just begun. Elena sits in the prison yard, eyes scanning her surroundings. Every inmate, every guard, every locked door. It's all part of the puzzle, and she's been putting the pieces together for months. She takes a deep breath, remembering the note. Dante Reyes. That name is her only lead, but she can't uncover the truth from inside this cage. She has to escape. She approaches Maria, her only ally. Elena. I need out. Now. Maria laughs bitterly. You and everyone else in here, kid. Elena. I'm not everyone else. Maria studies her, then leans in. Maria. There's a way, but it's a one-shot deal. You mess up, you're dead. Elena nods. Failure isn't an option. The setup. A prison riot. The next day, tension crackles in the air. Inmates gather in the yard. Maria whispers to Elena. Maria, make sure you're in the laundry room when it starts. Elena nods and slips away unnoticed. Moments later, a fight erupts, small at first, then spreading like wildfire. Guards rush in, batons swinging, alarms blare. Chaos engulfs the prison. The escape route. Elena moves fast, heart pounding. She navigates through the back corridors, reaching the laundry room. Maria's parting words echo in her head. The vent behind the dryers, it leads to the maintenance tunnels. She shoves a dryer aside, revealing a rusty vent cover. Using a stolen screwdriver, she pries it open and crawls inside. Outside, the riot intensifies. Smoke from tear gas seeps through the vents, stinging her eyes, but she keeps going. The deadly obstacle. She drops into the maintenance tunnels, a maze of pipes and darkness. Every step is a risk. Suddenly, footsteps, a guard on patrol. She flattens against the wall, heart hammering. The guard pauses, shining a flashlight around. He's about to move on when Elena steps on broken glass. Crunch. The guard whips around. Guard. Who's there? Elena doesn't think. She acts. She lunges, grabbing a loose pipe and swinging hard. The guard collapses. She doesn't check if he's breathing. There's no time. She takes his keycard and runs. The final barrier, the perimeter fence. Elena reaches the outer yard. A 15-foot barbed wire fence stands between her and freedom. Floodlights sweep the area. Guard towers loom above. Sirens still wail. She sprints toward the fence, knowing she has only seconds before she's spotted. Barking. Prison dogs are unleashed. She climbs, metal cutting into her palms. A spotlight catches her. Gunshots. She jumps, hitting the ground hard. Pain shoots through her ankle, but she forces herself up, disappearing into the forest beyond breathing free for the first time. Elena doesn't stop running until she's deep in the woods, far from the prison. She collapses against a tree, chest heaving. For the first time in 2 years, she's free. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Dante Reyes is out there, and she's coming for him. Elena moves through the darkened forest, her prison uniform torn, her body aching. The cold air bites at her skin, but she barely feels it. Freedom is a rush, but she's far from safe. She knows the police are looking for her. Every roadblock, every officer, every news alert is a reminder. She has to stay ahead of them. She needs new clothes, a weapon, and most of all, she needs to find Dante Reyes. Breaking into the city. After hours of walking, she reaches the outskirts of a small town. She pulls her hood low, keeping her head down as she slips through alleyways. A thrift store. She sneaks inside, grabbing a hoodie, jeans, and boots. The store clerk, an old man, eyes her suspiciously. Clerk. You ain't from around here, are ya? Elena, forcing a smile. Just passing through. She leaves money on the counter, stolen from the unconscious guard back at the prison. No use carrying guilt now. Now dressed like a civilian, she blends in better. But blending in won't get her answers. She needs to go where criminals talk. Tracking Dante Reyes. Elena finds a seedy bar on the edge of town. The Rusty Nail. The kind of place where lawbreakers gather, where whispers of illegal dealings travel fast. She enters, scanning the room. A group of men in leather jackets play poker in the corner. A scarred bartender wipes a glass, eyeing her warily. She approaches. Elena, I'm looking for someone. The bartender doesn't respond. She slides a stolen $50 bill across the counter. Bartender grins. Depends on who. She leans in. Elena. Dante Reyes. The bartender stiffens. The poker players go quiet. The air shifts. Bartender, lowering his voice. That's a dangerous name to throw around, sweetheart. Elena. I like danger. The bartender studies her, then nods toward the back door. Bartender. Talk to Carlos. He might know something. A deal with the devil. Elena steps into the alley behind the bar. A bulky man, Carlos, smokes a cigar, watching her approach. Carlos chuckles. You got guts asking about Dante. Elena. You got answers? Carlos exhales smoke, considering her. Carlos. Depends. What's it worth to you? She clenches her fists. She doesn't have time for games. She grabs him by the collar, slamming him against the wall. Elena, coldly. I don't have money, but I have nothing to lose, so either you tell me or I start breaking bones. Carlos smirks. Carlos. All right, you're crazy. I like that. He pulls out his phone, showing her a grainy photo of a man at a high-end casino. Carlos. Dante's in the city, La Rosa Casino. But if you go looking for him, you better be ready to die. Elena, whispering to herself. I already died once. She walks away, gripping the stolen knife in her pocket. Dante Reyes is close, and soon he'll know she's coming. Elena stands outside La Rosa Casino, its golden lights flickering against the night sky. Luxury cars pull up, and wealthy gamblers enter, unaware that a killer is inside. She adjusts her stolen leather jacket, tucking the knife into her waistband. The weight of it is comforting. Tonight, she's not just a fugitive, she's an executioner. Taking a deep breath, she steps inside. The casino is alive with noise, slot machines ringing, poker chips clinking, laughter mixing with low conversations. But Elena isn't here for the games. She spots him. Dante Reyes, mid-40s, slick suit, expensive watch, a scar across his left cheek. He sits at a VIP table, surrounded by bodyguards. Her heart pounds. The man who destroyed her life is right in front of her, but she needs a plan. Charging at him now would be suicide. She takes a seat at a nearby bar, eyes locked on her target. The distraction, a high-stakes gamble. A waiter passes by. Elena grabs a glass of whiskey from his tray. She doesn't drink, but appearances matter. A man in a navy suit sits beside her, watching her. Man in suit, smirking. First time here? Char doesn't respond. The man follows her gaze to Dante. Man in suit, chuckles. You got business with Reyes? Bad idea. Elena finally looks at him. Elena, why's that? Man in suit. Because people who mess with him end up in a ditch. She smirks, downing the whiskey. Elena. Guess I like playing dangerous games. She gets up, leaving the man behind, and walks straight toward Dante's table. The confrontation. A killer's surprise. Dante is counting his poker. When Elena slides into the seat across from him, his bodyguards tense up. He looks up, frowning. Dante, calmly. I don't believe we've met. Elena leans forward, her voice low but sharp. Elena. Oh, we have. You just don't remember killing my father. Silence. The bodyguards exchange glances. Dante tilts his head, studying her. Then, he chuckles. Dante. Ah, Miller's little girl. You're supposed to be rotting in a cell. Elena, coldly. Guess I broke out, just for you. Dante sighs, rubbing his temple. Dante. I hate loose ends. He nods at his bodyguards. Dante. Kill her. The fight, a casino in chaos. The first bodyguard lunges. Elena ducks, slamming her glass into his face. He stumbles back, blood dripping from his nose. The second guard pulls a gun. Too slow. Elena grabs a steak knife from the table, jamming it into his wrist. He screams, dropping the gun. The casino erupts in chaos. People scream, security rushes in. Dante backs away, reaching inside his coat. Dante, you think you can take me down, little girl? Elena lunges over the table, tackling him to the ground. They roll, knocking over poker chips and drinks. Dante swings. His fist connects with her ribs. Pain explodes through her, but she grits her teeth, grabbing his collar. Elena, whispering, This is for my father. She drives her knife into his stomach. Dante gasps, eyes wide. Blood seeps through his expensive squeeze, the aftermath. A fugitive. Once more security rushes in, guns raised. Elena doesn't have time to finish him. She runs, weaving through the panicked crowd. Bullets fly past her. She crashes through the back door, sprinting into the alley. The sirens are already wailing. The police are coming. She disappears into the night. Dante is bleeding out. But is he dead? She doesn't know. But one thing is certain. This war isn't over yet. Elena runs through the dark alleyways, blood on her hands, Dante's blood. Sirens wail in the distance, the city now aware that the fugitive has struck again. She clutches her ribs, pain spreading with every breath. Dante wasn't an easy kill. But did she kill him? She doesn't know for sure. All she knows is that she can't stop now. She reaches an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town, slipping inside. She sinks to the ground, exhaustion catching up to her. The city is looking for her, and she has a choice to make. Did she kill him? Elena turns on an old radio, tuning into a news station. Breaking news. A violent attack at La Rosa Casino has left multiple men injured. Dante Reyes, a known crime figure, was stabbed and is currently in critical condition at St. Augustine Hospital. Authorities suspect escaped convict Elena Miller is responsible. A citywide manhunt is underway. Elena grips the radio. Critical condition. That means he's still alive. Her revenge isn't complete. She closes her eyes, exhaustion battling with rage. She could leave, disappear forever, but that would mean leaving Dante alive. Her father's voice echoes in her mind. Justice isn't about revenge, Elena. It's about doing what's right. She clenches her fists. What's right? Killing the man who destroyed her life, or walking away and letting him suffer? The final decision. She heads to the hospital. Disguised in stolen scrubs, she walks through the halls, blending in with the night shift staff. Every step is a risk. If anyone recognizes her, it's over. She reaches his room. 2 guards stand outside. She ducks into a supply closet, breathing fast. She could leave right now. Walk away. Let fate decide Dante's future. Or she could finish what she started. She grips the stolen scalpel in her pocket. She steps out, ready to make her choice. Justice or escape? Just as she moves toward the room, the TV in the hallway catches her eye. A news report. The headline freezes her. New evidence proves Elena Miller's innocence. Authorities investigating a corrupt cover-up. Her breath catches. The screen shows a man, Carlos, the informant from the bar, handcuffed, spilling everything. Dante framed Miller. He killed her father. The cops covered it up for money. But I ain't dying for this. The truth had to come out. Elena stares. She's free. If she kills Dante now, she becomes the monster they painted her as. Her father's voice returns. Justice isn't about revenge, Elena. It's about doing what's right. She exhales, turning away from Dante's room. It's over. She walks out of the hospital, disappearing into the night. This time, she's not running. She's free.